Hello students, in this video we'll understand certain important Viva questions related to the topic solvent extraction. The first question in the series, on which law the solvent extraction is based? It is based on the Nernst distribution law. Can you state the distribution law? Yes. Distribution law can be defined as Kd is equal to C1 upon C2. Kd is called the distribution coefficient or the partition coefficient, right? So according to this law, partition coefficient is basically the ratio of concentration of the solute in solvent 1 and solvent 2. The next question is, name various steps involved in solvent extraction. Solvent extraction technique can be distributed into 4 different steps. The first one is selection of a suitable solvent. Next, the method of extraction. The third step is separation of desired compound, and the fourth one is estimation of desired compound. Okay. Next question, is this law applicable to homogeneous or heterogeneous phases? It is applicable only to heterogeneous phases. Fifth question, what is meant by same molecular state of the distributing substance? When I say same molecular state, it means the distributing substance should not undergo association, dissociation, solvation or complex formation in any of the phases, right? Check out the sixth question there. How does benzoic acid exist in benzene and water phases? Benzoic acid exists as a dimer. So two molecules of benzoic acid combined together in case of benzene phase, whereas it exists as a single molecule in the water layer. The next question is question number 7. It is, how is iodine estimated in carbon tetrachloride and water layer? So do you know the answer to this? It is estimated volumetrically with the help of hyposolution. So it's basically volumetric titration in presence of hyposolution. Okay. Then check out the next question there. Why is relatively diluted solution of hypo used for estimation of iodine in water layer? Do you remember the practical which we do? So in that case, if you consider the two layers, that is, one layer is carbon tetrachloride and the other is water layer, we have different normalities for both of them in terms of the hypo solution. Water layer ke case mein we take help of 1 upon 100 normal solution, for example, the normality, and in case of carbon tetrachloride, it's 1 upon 10 normal. Okay, so hyposolution in case of carbon tetrachloride, it is comparatively more concentrated solution, right? What could be the reason for this? It is just because the amount of the distributed iodine is much less in water than that in carbon tetrachloride layer, है ना? So water layer में अगर आपकी iodine की distribution कम है, तो definitely you can estimate the required product there even with the help of the dilute solution. So we take help of dilute hyposolution, that is 1 upon 100 normal solution in case of water. Next question, can we find the partition coefficient of iodine between water and alcohol, or say benzene and toluene? No. Why we cannot find out? Because water and alcohol are miscible liquids. They do not form a heterogeneous system. However, we have already mentioned that whenever distribution law has to take place, it only takes place with reference to the heterogeneous phases, not in case of the homogeneous phases. But however, your water and alcohol are miscible with reference to each other. Okay? So except this, there are certain other questions which you can add on within this topic, like what are the units of partition coefficient? So it's a dimensionless quantity because we are taking ratio of two concentrations, right? So there is no unit related to it. Then you can be asked like what is the formula for the partition coefficient if say dissociation of a solute take place with reference to one of the solvent, then you need to be aware of that formula, right? So in that case you can say the partition coefficient K is equal to C1 upon C2 into 1 minus alpha, remember? So in that way. Then the other questions could be like say for instance if you have done the practical in your syllabus related to Fe2 and magnesium 2, whereby you have to separate both of them which were already present in the aqueous solutions, right? So they could ask you in that reference what is a complexing agent used for the extraction of Fe2. Then you can answer it very simple. It's 1% solution of 8-hydroxyquinoline. Then they could ask you, can you name any other name for this 8-hydroxyquinoline? What is the other name for 8-hydroxyquinoline? It is called as oxime. And in what solvent do you prepare this solution? You prepare it in chloroform. Okay. Then one of the question related to this Fe and magnesium would be, see, magnesium 2 also forms complex with this oxime solution. Fe2 also forms the complex with oxime solution, right? Then how could you separate them by the solvent extraction technique? So what would be the answer? You will say on the basis of the pH range. Iron forms complex with oxime in the pH range of 2 to 10, whereas magnesium 2 forms complex with oxime when the pH is greater than 8. So by maintaining the proper pH of that solution, you can easily do complexation with oxime. That means iron can be easily complexed with oxime, right? And magnesium could be easily separated from Fe. Okay. So these are certain questions. That's about this video. Thank you.